Hello everybody, SlimKirby here, and welcome to my next Let's Play. That's right, we're playing another Star Fox game. The next Star Fox game, and probably my favorite Star Fox game. We're going to Star Fox 64 on the Nintendo 64. But before I continue my dialogue, we have some other dialogue to get through.
Message from General Pepper. Priority 1. We need your help, Star Fox. Andross has declared war. He's invaded the Lylat System and is trying to take over Corneria. Our army alone can't do the job. Hurry, Star Fox.
Ah, the classic Star Fox 64 dialogue. I'm gonna say it right now. Star Fox 64 is probably one of the most quotable video games in all of existence. I love this game for the dialogue. I thought it was truly revolutionary when I was growing up because I didn't play a lot of games like this where the characters actually communicated between each other throughout the game, and you know, they actually, like, there was actual voice acting too, you know, so it was just a very, very big thing for me when I was growing up, and I really, really love this game as a result. Definitely one of my favorites on the Nintendo 64. And I'm going to be playing it for you guys. So, because this game is probably one of the most quotable games of all time, I'm going to be real. This is going to be a hard project to commentate over as a result. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to commentate as much as I can without trying to talk over the other characters, but just keep in mind that it's going to be very tough because, again, this is a very dialogue-heavy game and a very action-packed game as well. But I'll do what I can. So these are the game options. We have main game, which is the main adventure mode. We have training mode, which is just a brief little training segment before we get started. I will be doing that just to kind of, you know, showcase the controls and whatnot. You also have versus mode, which is a fun little multiplayer mode. Maybe I'll show that off over time too, I don't know. Ranking is basically your high scores throughout the game. Whenever you complete the main adventure mode, you get a high score that you add to the leaderboard. That's what this is. Sound is just the sound data. All the stuff you'd expect. Sound options. Stereo, mono, you can adjust the music, voice, and sound effect sliders as well. And then data, this is where if you want to delete your game, you can do that there, but obviously I'm not going to do that. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and start with training mode before we get going here. Training mode will just basically give you a brief overview of how the R-Wing controls work. There'll be other vehicles we control as well, but training will just focus on the R-Wing.
Welcome to training mode. Let's practice the basics.
So yeah, basically, you use the control stick, you can fly around, you can test yourself to see if you can go through all these rings. I don't think there's any actual purpose for doing this, though, so, like, I don't think it's like you unlock something for doing this. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll try to unlock it in my spare time or something. But yeah, you basically get your streak of how long you fly through rings, and then you'll also have some combat testing as well. You can press Z or R twice to do a barrel roll that will reflect shots. You can press the B button to shoot proton bombs, which will basically nuke everything in front of you. You have your normal laser that you can use, I believe, just the A button for. And you can actually charge your laser up as well. And if you charge it up, you can lock onto an enemy and then fire a super powerful blast that will, in most cases, just completely get rid of the enemy. And if there's any enemies around the blast of the lock-on, you'll actually destroy them too and actually increase a little combo as well, as we'll see right here. Although I chose to use bombs right there. As you can see, it said hit +3. That basically means you get like an individual kill for each of the enemies you destroyed, as well as the plus modifier you get as well. So you definitely want to go for combos, especially when we're trying to, you know, unlock and get all the medals in the game, which I'll talk about that later, obviously. Much like Star Fox Super NES, there are laser upgrades you can get to basically make your blaster more powerful. When you start seeing the twin blue blaster, that is the most powerful blaster you have. Your blaster also is directly linked with your wing damage. If you get damaged enough, or if you directly hit your wing against something, your wings will actually break. And when your wings break, you'll also lose your blaster, and of course you'll lose your blaster if you die as well. So you do not want to take wing damage. That's something you're especially going to want to do if you end up playing like the expert mode, because wing damage is much more lethal in that mode of the game. You can also do some other techniques. You can use the C down button to brake. You can use the C left to boost. You can do, if you press down and C left, you can do a somersault move, which will allow you to do, well, basically what Fox is doing right now. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. There's also a U-turn, but you can't really do U-turns here in these on-rail stages. That'll only be a thing in the all-range mode stages, which we'll, again, talk about when we get to them. This training section actually ends with an all-range mode stage, too, so we'll see that before we get started. There's some other power-ups you can pick up as well. You can pick up these silver rings to increase your health. There's also gold rings, where if you collect them, if you collect 3 of them, your life meter will get extended.
This is Rob, 64.
And if you get 3 more after that, you'll actually get an extra life, which is nice. When you're going through stages, if I think it's C right button prompt pops up, press that and you'll get some supplies from Rob64, your robot captain, I guess. And here we go. We're moving into all-range mode, which basically means you're no longer on rails. You can kind of choose to just go around the arena. You can actually move backwards. You see a little map in the bottom right as well. Any white circles will be enemy units you can destroy, lock onto, and do that. This is basically how the all-range mode stages will work. There will be a couple of them as we go throughout the game, so keep that in mind. And then, like the game was telling us, you can do a U-turn in this mode as well. I believe for that you just do press down and C down at the same time, and you'll just go back the other way. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, there are some other vehicles in this game as well, but they're only in like a few stages, so they don't give you any training for this. We'll mostly be in the R-Wing for this playthrough, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's pretty much the training mode. You can stay around and just practice here for a while if you want. The guy will just repeat the same tips over and over again, so there's not really much you can do about that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this playthrough. It's been on my radar, no pun intended, for a really long time. But just never really felt like I was ready for it. But since this game actually came out for the Nintendo 64 Online for Switch, he's like, you know what, this is a good time for me to practice and get ready for this Let's Play, so that's what we're going to be doing here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this adventure started. Okay, before we actually get this adventure started, there are 2 things I want to briefly address now, because it's going to be a lot harder to address them once the game actually gets started. The first thing I want to highlight is, unlike the Super NES version of Star Fox, there are alternate paths in this game, which there were in the Super NES version, but in the Super NES version, you picked your route from the very beginning. In this game, the route actually changes basically how you fulfill certain objectives as you go throughout the game. So you start on the same level, same planet. Basically, the actions you take on that planet will determine where you go next. You'll either go to an easy route or a hard route. There's even a normal route that kind of exists in between the 2 routes that you will go on as well. And that's essentially how this game works. As far as how I'm handling that for this playthrough, what I'm going to be doing is focusing on the easy route planets first. Then, before I go to the hard route, I'll kind of focus on the medium route planets. And then, once I cover everything in between and on the easy route, then I'll move to the hard route and then do a playthrough of that completely. And the other thing I want to mention, I want to talk about medals. Medals are basically score caps that the game wants you to reach. If you reach the medal score, you'll get a medal for that planet. And if you get a medal on every single planet, you'll actually unlock the expert hard mode. So I am going to try to get all the medals. I'll mention what the medal scores are at the beginning of every level. And throughout the planet, I'll discuss strats that you may want to take to, you know, get the medal. But it's going to be really hard to focus on everything. Like I said, a very dialogue-heavy game. So because of that, I don't want to be talking too much, but I'll definitely try to chime in whenever I can. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this started.
Corneria, fourth planet of the Lylat System. The evil Andross turned this once thriving system into a wasteland of near extinction. General Pepper of the Cornerian army was successful in exiling this maniacal scientist to the barren, deserted planet Venom. 5 years later, General Pepper noticed strange activity coming from Venom. James McCloud, Pigma Dangar, and Peppy Hare of the Star Fox team were sent to investigate. Upon their arrival, Pigma betrayed the team, and James and Peppy were captured by Andross. Peppy barely escaped Venom and returned home to tell James' son, Fox, about his father's fate. A few years have passed. Andross has again invaded the Lylat System. General Pepper has turned to a new Star Fox team, headed by Fox McCloud, to save Corneria and free the Lylat System once again.
Okay, so here we go. We have the Lylat System. As you can see, it's a much, much bigger galaxy system, solar system, whatever you want to call it, than it was in the first game. I mean, again, you still basically have the 3 routes and everything, which I guess was a thing in the original, but every planet only has, like, basically one scenario, and there are quite a number of planets here. I'm trying to count them right now. I think that's 15. So yeah, a lot of different planets we'll have to go through, and there's basically 7 stages. No matter what, your adventure will be 7 stages. No matter what, you'll start at Corneria, and you'll end at Venom, the big, giant, green, gassy planet that you see over there. But then, now that I'm done showcasing this system and this planet structure, let's go ahead and get things started.
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
I'll do my best. Andross won't have his way with me.
Okay, so we are starting on the planet Corneria.
Open the wing. Check your G-diffuser system.
Falco here. I'm fine.
This is Peppy. All systems go.
Flippy here. I'm okay.
I see him up ahead. Let's rock and roll.
But what if I don't like rock and roll music? Nah, I do. Okay, so yeah, this is Corneria. The gold medal score for this level is 150.
Flippy, get back here.
If you want to get a good score, you have to get a lot of combos here, so keep that in mind. You can get blue blasters from pretty much the get-go here if you're clever enough, so definitely try to get them as soon as possible. It will just make a lot of the early part of the game very, very easy and almost kind of mindless.
We're entering Corneria City now.
But yeah, definitely try to get some combos there. Kind of messed that up right there. Missed an opportunity to get some points. Basically, if you see a bunch of enemies together, do what you can to get a combo there. Like right there, that would be a good place to get one. Because this is, I don't want to say it's like a hard to get a medal for this stage, but you know, there's a lot of stages where it's a lot easier too. I feel like they give you just enough in this stage. But as long as you kind of stick to the basics and just try your best to get like groups of enemies in certain places, you should be fine. I'm actually not going to try to really get the medal this go around because I'll have to play this stage again since there are multiple routes for this stage anyway, and it's actually easier on the harder path.
I'll take this.
So right here, you do need to actually kill these ships that are following Falco, otherwise Falco will die, and you won't be able to use him for the next 2 stages, pretty much. I think I just barely saved them right there, which is nice. We're good. And, like I mentioned, there are multiple paths for this stage. There's actually only 2. And in order to get the harder path, you have to not only save Falco during that part, but you also need to fly through all these rings right here. I am actually not going to do that for this run. I'll do that when I play this stage later, because like I said, we're going to do the easy path first. Now, I think it is possible to get the gold medal score and still do the easy path. I'm going to come up short, unfortunately, but it is definitely possible. You just need to just do better with combos, which I didn't really do that great with. But like I said, we'll have to play this stage again later anyway.
Let's go. All range mode.
So here is our first boss. This boss will actually be fighting in all range mode. And in order to fight him, we have to basically hit his back.
I'm going to crush you.
He has like a green backpack that we need to hit, and that's his weak point. You can also hit his legs too, and if you hit his legs, you'll actually weaken him. And he'll just be on the ground, and you can just like target him easily. But you don't need to do that.
My Emperor, I failed you.
As you see, he goes down very, very quickly. And you also get a +10 if you beat the boss fast enough. The combo will get significantly less if you take longer.
We're heading out. All aircraft report.
You did it! I was worried for a moment.
You're becoming more like your father. I'm fine. You okay over there, Fox?
I should also mention that if you want to get the gold medals, all your team members have to survive too. I almost forgot to mention that. So it's important that they stay alive, because not only if they die in a level, you won't get the medal for that level, but you also won't be able to get it for the next level either, since they won't be taking part in that stage too. So keep that in mind when you're going through this game. But yeah, let's go to the next planet.
Impressive, Star Fox. Now watch out for enemies in the asteroid field.
I won't let you down, sir.
Okay, so we are heading to Meteo, the asteroid field. Which I believe the asteroid field was like the second stage in 2 of the paths in the original Star Fox 2, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it's the same place, but I imagine it is, since it's right next to Corneria.
Things are starting to heat up.
Quit dinking around, Clip. We're heading into the asteroid.
Okay, so the gold medal score for Meteo, which is the second stage, is actually 200. So it's actually a lot higher than what it is in Corneria. It's kind of hard to say if it's easier or harder. I think in some level it's easier because there's just more places to get points in here. Also, if you fly through all these rings at the very beginning, you get a laser upgrade, but since I'm fully powered, it doesn't really matter.
It's quiet. Too quiet. Be careful, it's a trap!
Yeah, lock onto that laser if you want to get like some points, and then use a bomb right there to get a lot of kills. And you can also get a bomb to restock that as well, which is nice. But much like Corneria, this place does have 2 routes. I'll actually show off both of the routes in this video.
Try a somersault!
Because I don't want to have to... I'm trying to do this as in as few
Here
playthroughs
comes
as
a big
possible. So I'll just show some footage at the end, which will basically show you how to get the other route. But I'll just do the normal route for this first attempt. Yeah, I gotta get through these huge asteroids.
Can you make it?
Use the
You
brake!
can brake to slow yourself down. You can boost through.
Use the boost to get through!
As Peppy will brilliantly tell you.
Location confirmed.
I do recommend using a bomb right there, just because those guys are pretty heavily defended. And then here, you get a bomb. So we actually have 7 bombs right now, so we have a lot of bombs we can use. Which is never a bad thing. You get rewarded for using bombs wisely, I guess.
They're on me! I'm getting careful! Thanks, Fox.
Now, if you kill those guys soon enough, you actually get like a nice grouping of units here where you can get some good combos. I'm doing a really bad job of locking onto the middle one. But you definitely want to try to go for the middle one, because not only will you get all 5 enemies, but you also get a plus 5 or plus 4 combo as well. That's definitely something you want to do to get a lot of points, especially in a stage like this, where the kill count is actually pretty high. And then right here, this is another place where you probably want to use a bomb,
Do a barrel roll!
because you'll kill all the enemies right there.
I guess it's your turn to be thanked.
Also use a bomb right there to get rid of some of those rocks. Oh god, these guys suck. These are like some of the worst enemies in the game. If they get their rings out, you have to fly in the middle of them, otherwise you're likely going to get hit as a result. You want a piece of me? Take that. See, this game is just so freaking quotable. How can you not remember these quotes if you've played this game? Seriously. Okay, so this is where the alternate path comes in, and you can probably figure out what it is. You just need to go through the blue rings. But if you don't, you can actually get some really high combos here. These enemies, you can get like a plus 7, I think, for each of these. I'm doing a really bad job of getting them, but that's another good way you can get like a lot of kills. So, yeah, just get a lot of kills there. You can also destroy a lot of these asteroids to get a lot of kills at the very end, too. You can even use a bomb. See, yeah, you have ways to get kills here. And as you can see, we're probably going to get the metal... Oh, wait, no, I won't. I'm going to come up just short again. But that's fine, that's fine. It's not a big deal.
I cannot allow you to go any further.
I love this boss's voice, by the way.
Enemy shield analyzed.
He's just so suave, but then he like really loses his mind toward the
Let's
end.
see what you've got.
So yeah, for this boss, you need to hit the glowing weak spots. Don't hit the shield too much, otherwise he'll fire like a counter blast at you. You can still avoid it, but still, just try to avoid hitting it if you can.
Than I thought.
I've underestimated you!
How about this?
So for this attack, try to stay towards like the corners or the sides, and then just try to hit from an angle. Do that.
I'm no match for you. I admit defeat. Are you gonna listen to that monkey? You're not as stupid as you look!
So now he's firing the pink beams. But he goes down.
I can't believe I lost to this scum! Sorry to Jet, but I'm in a hurry.
And there we go. Second boss has been defeated.
All aircraft report.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
I've taken a few hits, but I'm okay.
You worry about your own hide.
But yeah, there we go. That is Meteo. And with Meteo completed, we will be heading to the next planet, which I believe is Fortuna. However, not only am I going to end the video before we go to Fortuna, but I'm also going to showcase the alternate route for Meteo. So stay tuned if you want to see what we have to do to unlock that route. Okay, so we're actually back here at the blue ring section, like I said before. If you want to get the alternate route, you have to go through all these rings. You'll get faster each ring you go through, so you got to be very careful. But if you make it through all of them, you'll actually find the first of 2 warps in this game. And the warps are actually pretty significant, because these warps will actually take you to a different route on a slightly harder path, or just the harder path in general. So this will actually take us back up to the normal route, the normal path, and the other warp, which we'll get into next video, that'll actually take you to the super hard path, like the literal hard path. But yeah, if you make it inside this warp, like you can get a few of those, like 7 enemy combos that I was talking about before, like while you're going through the blue rings. But even if you don't get a lot of those, you can get a lot of kills in here. Not just in terms of combos, but also just in terms of just general enemy kills. There's some good places where you can use bombs as well. It's honestly not uncommon to get like scores over 300 here, so it's definitely something you can accomplish. So if you're trying to go for a high score, you probably do want to come to Meteo just so you have the opportunity to. Now, one thing I do want to go over, like we're just going to be blowing up rocks here for the rest of the stage. There's not really much I have to go over anyway. But one thing I do want to highlight, though, is that if you do complete the harder routes of a level, you actually have a choice between following that harder path or sticking to the easy path. If you get the easy ending for a level, you'll actually be stuck on that route. So, because of that, even though we can go to Katina, we can actually go back and go to the other level instead. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing for the next video, is I'm going to continue this playthrough, but I'm going to go down to Fortuna instead. But I'm going to go ahead and actually end this video right here. So this has been SlimKirby. I hope you guys have been enjoying this playthrough so far. I'm really, really looking forward to this. You're probably going to be able to only see like 2 or 3 planets per video. So some of these videos will be a lot shorter than other videos, but that's just the way that's going to have to be. This is a very difficult project to do conceptually, just because of like all the alternate routes, but also due to the fact that the game is very dialogue heavy, so I don't want to be talking too much either. But I think I have a plan for this. I think it's going to be fun. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this, and yeah, I'll see you guys next video when we continue through the easy path. Later, folks.